Hello. Hey, everybody. How's everybody
Mm,
doing?
good.
Good. Happy Thursday. Okay, you guys, I'm going to give it like 2 seconds. I know she's admitting some people, so I'll give it just a second. So make sure, if you need this time, make sure you have a piece of paper, pen, um, got your thinking caps on. Just kidding. That's what they used to tell us in school. So, okay, 1 second. Just pulling out my notebook. So, have you guys grabbed your notebook? Okay, I'm going to go back and forth between my phone and the computer just because that's where I wrote my notes. All right, guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and kick it off. Thank you all for coming on and joining us. I truly appreciate it. So, you guys, today, what we're going to start off with, I'm going to give you guys like 35 seconds. Let's do some positive affirmations to ourselves. Let's just start the day off right. So if you want to write them down to yourself, if you just want to close your eyes and say them, I am going to set the timer now. So I'm giving you guys 35 seconds. So go ahead and positive affirmation time.
Beautiful. I am amazing. 8:24.
Okay, guys. All right. Perfect. So just wanted to start it off that way, and then let's get going. I did hear something today, and it really resonated with me, so I may slaughter it. But so we're going to talk a little bit about consistency. So that's not what I'm training on today, but I heard this today when I was working out. I listened to a podcast today, and he just talked about this. So when it comes to your prospects, when it comes to your customers, it's not on your time, it's on their time. So that being said, you want to make sure you're the one that's being consistent. You're the one that's showing up every day and following up and doing all the things, because when it's their time, when they're ready, they're going to come to you. So just really remember that as we go into doing this, because obviously good things come from stepping out of your comfort zone. So when we're going through this power hour and we're doing all the steps, just know that like that's the end result of being consistent. And let's start it off. So the first thing that I do that has been really helpful. So I know that we go and we friend request people. I have been getting a ton of friend requests. So what I do as soon as I get a friend request, I view their profile, obviously, kind of see what the person's about. If I, vet them as best as I can at from going through their social media and everything. And then I accept the friend request, and then I immediately slide into their DMs and I just say, thank you for the friend request. I'm really excited to get to know you on this platform. Or, make it your own, happy to connect. And then that way you just open the door to conversations. And I like to talk to people. I like to see, what people's all about, because, just because you see someone at a glance, they could come in and your inbox and be crazy or whatever the case may be. But this way you get to know people, and then you start it off, and then you're doing those conversations. So right now, what I'm going to do is I am going to give us 3 minutes to just go into your Facebook. If it's your Facebook, if it's your Instagram, because people are requesting to follow you, I am a public page, so I don't think I have to accept anybody's request to follow me. But if it does show that someone new is following me, then I just go in and say hi and check in there real quick. I usually don't introduce myself until after we've had a couple conversations, because I just don't like going in there and throwing all my information out right away, because I have ran into like some weird situations on a messenger. So you guys, I'm going to start the timer now, and we're just going to go on to Facebook. And like I said, accept the requests that you're comfortable with and then slide into their DMs right away. So I put the timer on and we're going to do this, guys. And I know I gave us 3 minutes, but in case you're not having an influx like on Facebook, like I said, maybe go to your other accounts and check in there. I only had one request on Facebook this morning. You guys have about 90 seconds left. Okay. All right, just make your last little messages. We'll be done in just about 15 seconds. I felt like that 15 seconds was like the longest of my life, so I went ahead and cut it short. Okay, so I'm gonna throw out a couple things. So this might be taboo to say, but I wrote it down, so that's why I'm looking over at my notes. And you guys, just so you know, I've never done a power hour before. This is something completely out of my comfort zone, and I know I can only grow from doing that. So bear with me as I'm looking at my notes. I'm slightly nervous, but personal production. Excuse me. So I'm gonna read 3 things because, like I said, the first one might be a little off-putting. Personal production over teamwork. Maintenance is fatigue, building is energy. And what I mean by that is just when it comes, like when you're doing your personal production, you're also showing, like you're not, I always refer to it, regardless, I am not a Kardashians fan, but like mom mode, like when you're the mom, you're the manager, you're doing all the things for everybody else, and you're not really doing anything to build yourself and to build your business forward. And I think that I have been so successful because I am just one to be on the front lines. I want to go ahead and do the work, step it up every day, and then that follows in suit. But also, if you think about it, how exciting is it? Because I love Bravenly that when you get a new brand partner, when even a new customer or a retail customer, or even if your existing ambassadors order, we get that email, and it's just so much excitement. Like when you see, a lot of people don't like to check your emails, but when it's Bravenly, you love to check your emails. So there's just that excitement, that energy, and so you keep up with that consistency, and that consistency is going to continue to show you work. It's going to continue to show you that it's working, because you guys, listen, I completely understand when you're being consistent. It's easier when you're having all the results from it. Granted, we have to give it some time, and it just goes to show anybody who's working out or truly doing anything, being a good parent, being a good spouse, like you have to be consistent every day in what you're doing, and also be very aware of what you're doing, because it's just going to segue you into greatness. And so keep being consistent, just keep showing up consistently, and it's going to get even better every single time. And honestly, you guys, if you're being consistent and you're like, okay, well, I'm being consistent, but I don't feel like maybe stuff is falling short, or you know the saying where you have to like harvest the crops. So when you're being consistent, I want you to know you are getting something out of that daily. You want to know what the something you're getting? Like, you're honestly keeping a promise to yourself. So you're showing yourself that you are worth the time and the effort to be consistent every day. Like I said, whatever it is that you choose to do, post something on social media every single day. If you're drinking your 100 ounces of water every single day, being consistent, and I'm going to tell you, you yourself is going to start feeling in the like pit of your soul that it's going to give you that fire, because you get excited that you're doing that for yourself, and then it's going to radiate with you. And I understand everybody posts on social media, and when everybody posts on social media, sometimes people are like, oh, social media is the highlight reel. I totally understand that. But you know what I want to bring into my life is that positive energy, that happiness, all the good vibes. So I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to keep radiating that energy, because your vibe attracts your tribe. So that's something to just think about. I wanted to throw those nuggets out to you. And you guys, so what we're going to do today, we're going to do what I call a 10-minute blitz. So we're going to split it into, let's see, what time is it right now? We're going to split it into these 3 parts. Okay. And guys, so that's going to be 30 minutes, and then we'll cut it off, and then we'll be done. So give me that 30 minutes. Okay. So the first 10 minutes, what we're going to do, just make sure. Okay. So we're going to do 10 minutes of prioritizing. So what exactly does that mean? So I'm going to give you that 10 minutes. You need to go and you need to friend request people, or you need to prioritize on your sheet, or however you keep track of like who you're going to talk to. You need to prioritize that. And I'm thinking right now, I don't know if 10 minutes is necessary for that, because I may want to split it and just give a little bit of extra time, because the following 10 minutes, we are going to consistently comment on people's pages and their pictures and all of their things. So obviously, you guys, we're not new to this. Like, comment on people that you want to see your things, people that you've been talking to, people that you would love to work with. This is really going back to like, yeah, we already know this. So make sure it's the people that you want to be showing up in their feed. You're going to do that for 10 minutes. And then the last 10 minutes, let me just make sure I wrote this down correctly. Like the messaging. So you're going to go into people's messenger, and if you friend requested people this morning, or, we didn't have too long of a time to accept a friend's request and message them, you guys need to go into Messenger and you need to talk to people. And that can be any of the sort. It doesn't have to be strictly business. If you guys were talking, you pick up the conversation before, or if you go in and you say, hey, I know we talked before. I am right now sending out samples. Am I putting your name on the list? Are you, the next person, it could be someone that you have had a conversation with, and you can now open it up and say, hey, are you open to a sample? Are you open to the business? Would you, I have a call. I would like to send this to you. I would like to introduce you, add to the breakthrough group, add to Bravenly Insider, because that is a really good tool, because people And you guys, the other thing is too, when you're posting in the breakthrough group, all of the people that you have added are going to see that you are active on there. So what's going to happen, because I do this as well, I'm in some groups that friends added me to. And so when they post, the person who added me to the group, when they post, I get a notification saying, oh, Shelly entered you into this group, and she just posts. So you go and you look and you see what she has to say. And then, it just happens in our brain that you start scrolling, and then you start reading everything, and then you start doing everything. I just followed up with someone yesterday, and she's like, hey, I've still got a couple things that I'm working out, but I really am interested in the products. Daily, I am in that breakthrough group. And then she told me, like, this is amazing. I really like that I am hearing from other people. I'm not just hearing from you, because we've heard it all before, that like people don't want to be sold to, but I understand that we have something golden here. We all are the product of the product, and we just need to go out and talk about it and do the damn thing, as I say. So you guys, I just wanted to give you a breakdown. I took a couple minutes just to give you a breakdown, because I'm not going to really talk in between, skipping on to the next thing. And then, like I said, when you're doing, let's see, talking to people you've connected with and see if they're opening to the products or to the business. So right now, I'm going to look at the chat real quick. I want to make sure there's no questions. And then two, also, you guys, just can someone, anybody, like you all, let me see if I can see you. Are you guys all ready to just start and then going into the next? Okay. I am seeing Sam. Okay, perfect. So I am putting the timer on right now. And
Kristen, between each one, you're going to tell us like quick reminders of what
yeah,
to
I'm
do.
going to remind you of like what is next. Okay, sorry about that. So let me get the timer, and before I hit start, I'm going to just tell you. So we're prioritizing is the first step. So if it's, hold on. Let me just make sure, guys. 10 minutes. Okay. So prioritizing. So guys, I think the first 10 minutes needs to be the comments and the prioritizing. And then the next 10 minutes will be like, if you're accepting the request, and then you either comment on their stuff right away or slide into their messages. Cause I do notice when you're in people's messages, they see your feed more. And I've been doing that over the last couple weeks. And then the last thing will be like, say, like talking about the products. Okay. So, I just set the timer. So let's go ahead and go, guys. Guys, we have about 4 minutes left. About a minute left. Okay, guys. So we're good. Okay. Okay, I want to make sure I wasn't on mute anymore. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm only going to take about 5 minutes to do this. So what I want us to do, and I don't know if you guys know, but in your friends request, like when you're looking to request people, just go ahead and let's see. So you go to friends and then it'll say either your friends, people who are waiting in the queue to be accepted, or suggested friends. So if you want to go in there for some quick ideas of friends, go ahead and do that. You know what? I'm going to give you probably 2 minutes to request some friends, and we can see, and then we'll come back here. Okay. Guys, don't fault me. I didn't set the timer, but I just did like 15 friend requests and then I accepted 15 people. So let's go on to the next. Okay, so this is where we're gonna go ahead and message people, you guys. We're gonna go ahead and start conversations. Like I said, you guys get a feel free to do this time to whatever conversations you want to be having with the people. Like I said, once I accept, I just fall into their DMs. Sometimes there can be a back and forth conversation. Sometimes I reply back really fast. I think Carly said this in our last one. You will be able to tell if someone's like on active, and it'll have that little green button in there. And then too, the other thing is, when you're messaging people, if you go through the stories, there may be something that you see. So just make sure you're going in and doing it via Messenger. And I am going to go ahead and do it right now. I'm going to give us 10 minutes. I may cut us off early. I want to see how you guys are all doing. I'm going to check. I don't know if there's any, I think I only see a couple faces. How's everybody doing right now? Like, can I get a thumbs up? Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start with 10 minutes. And then I'll kind of check. So you guys turn your camera on, or maybe just put a thumbs up in the chat if you have been doing good. Like if there's to a point where you're like, hey, like I messaged, but you guys, I really think we need to give it a full 10 minutes to just put those messages out there. Okay. And I set the timer. And feel free to switch back to Instagram, because I do have a lot of messages on Instagram that I need to go back and talk back and forth with people. Hey guys, I'm also going to pop on here. Some of these messages that I am sending, I just mailed off between last week and the beginning of this week. I either mailed off or I personally handed some people samples. So I am following up with those people today. I usually follow up within 24 to 48 hours and so on and so forth. So use that time to check in with those people, since we're just condensing everything right now. That way I want you guys to feel very accomplished today. So if it's, you gave samples to a ton of people, which I actually have done that this week, I am following up with everybody. And just sometimes too, what I like to do, because I had someone that was supposed to be ordering something from me, and then she finally messaged me. She's like, this is like, my time is limited. She's like, can I give you my information? And so I've been actually going back to the people that I haven't heard from, just like, hey, just so you know, like I am putting a few orders in today. I am happy to give you the information that I need if you want me to just do it for you. A lot of them, probably over 90% are like, yes, please. And then I just screen record a little video to show them how to do it. And then they take control over their account. Or some of them actually would like to hop on the phone with me and I walk them through it. So just maybe give them that option. About 3 minutes, guys. We have about 2 minutes left. I was going to let you guys know because what I do, a couple things, if I send out samples, I do take a picture and put it in a file of who I am sending samples to remind myself. And then if I'm out in public, I will hand people samples. I will make sure that I connect with them via their social media. A lot of people have actually been wanting to give me their phone number. And then when I put them in my phone, I put their name, and then in the notes section, I do write down what sample that I gave them. And it's up to you if you want to write like, oh, gave it to her because she's a mom of 4 boys or something like that. About 30 more seconds, guys. I do see at least who has their camera on, they're still um, typing away. Okay, guys, let's close out that last message that you're doing. Okay, you guys, the other thing that I was going to say, sorry, I spoke in between a couple of the times, but I was finished up with stuff and I wanted to make sure that you guys knew exactly like what it is that I do to keep my self straight. And like I said too, I have like a folder for the samples, like in my phone, in the photo album. It just literally says Bravenly Samples. I also do this because I understand, because I am very much so I do this myself. I will get in the scroll hole or whatever. So if you end up like at a time in your life because your kids are crazy and you just need a minute, and sometimes when I'm scrolling, I am actually very intentional when I'm scrolling, because there is some people out there, you know, that I find a lot of strength from and that I see that I like. You guys, I do screenshot their profile and I put it in a file, and I do put prospects, you know, and I do put, because that could be because I like their vibe so much, like for the business, you know, or I do like to follow them for the inspiration they give. But I do have that because there is times, you know, for example, today, you know, that you want to go ahead and put, like, you have literally, Carly did a great 30-minute power hour, and I go back to that and I watch it constantly, and I'm prepared. I prioritize all of it. I have it all in the album, so I know, so I'm not like scrolling my Facebook like, who can I talk to today, you know? And so that's what I mean by prioritizing that, and it's really going to benefit you in the long run. So, you know, don't feel like you can't ever go look and scroll and do all the things, but just be intentional when you're doing it. If you see that, or, you know, if you see someone out in public, and I hadn't seen someone in a very long time, and she was a doctor that I used to work with 8 years ago, and we reconnected, and I like put it in my notes, like, remember to follow up with this person. Granted, I did give her samples, but try to make sure you do that type of stuff, and it's only going to benefit you. And so the thing that I'm going to end you guys with, what I do like to do, and that is, if you're in the car, if you are on the treadmill, if you are doing the dishes, if you can put your AirPod in and you can just listen to a podcast, listen to anything. You know, I try to be intentional if it's not Bible in a year, because sometimes life is crazy and I need to pull that strength from God. I need to pull strength from God every day, let's be honest. And the next thing is, I find something that I really like. You guys, seriously, I went on and I was just browsing to like do like intentional work. And I found this podcast. It's called The Network Marketing Ninja. I believe he's British. He's pretty awesome. And so I'm going to drop in our Legacy Alliance, and then I'll also put it in our Facebook group. I'm going to do something that I listened to today. It was 10 minutes. It was about consistency. That's where I got the part about being consistent. You know, you got to be consistent, because when your prospect or your customer is ready, they're going to come to you. So I will drop that in there. Thank you all for jumping on. I truly appreciate you guys taking time. I hope you got as much value as I did out of this. I adore seeing your faces, and I hope that everybody has a killer Thursday. Thanks, guys.